What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Seahawks Now. Today, we are talking about TJ Watt. Yes, that's right. It's been a while since we've talked about him. I thought, maybe he was off the trade block, but then the Steelers just made a big trade. Could they be open to another one? That is what I'm wondering. Plus, the Seahawks have re-signed defensive tackle Jonathan Henkins, and Sam Darnold gave some advice to rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. What did he have to say? Let's dive into this. All right, first off, I just want to say TJ Watt is a guy that I have coveted for the Seahawks for a very, very long time. But the Steelers have never felt like a team that wanted to trade him. But then about a month ago, we started to hear little rumblings, right? There was the Instagram post where TJ Watt was holding up the peace sign, right? That was something that caught a lot of people's attention because it was like, well, we've never heard that there were issues with TJ Watt and the Steelers before, but could there actually be something there? Could there actually be an issue with the team? Does he want out? Does he want to go somewhere else? Is he worried about his contract? Has he not heard good news about his next contract? There were all sorts of these questions, and it was all just kind of lingering there because we never really heard what the full story was there with TJ Watt. All we knew was that he has 1 year left in his contract. He doesn't have a new extension offer on the table, and that's about all we knew, right? So it always kind of felt like, maybe something could happen there. I don't know. But then, we got to the draft and we kind of stopped worrying about TJ Watt. Now I am very, very curious, though, to see if the Steelers could be open to revisit any sort of TJ Watt trade discussions after they just traded away George Pickens. Clearly, the Steelers are trying to get younger. They're trying to, they're trying to move into the future, right? Because right now, what the Steelers have, it's not working. And I think they kind of realize that. At quarterback, it hasn't been working. At receiver, it hasn't been working. They just traded away George Pickens for a third-round pick. What could a TJ Watt trade look like? Probably not a third-round pick. It would probably be a second-round pick or maybe even a first-round pick, depending on how teams see the value of TJ Watt. Again, for only one season, and he is 31 years old now, so they can't command a massive haul for TJ Watt, which is exactly why, if I was the Seahawks, I would look into exactly what it would cost to go out and get him if he is available. Because, this is a guy who would really upgrade the Seahawks defense. He'd be a massive, massive game changer on that defensive line. Just the fact that he's able to get to the quarterback so well, so easily. I mean, he has all the traits of an elite defensive lineman, all the traits of an elite edge rusher. That's what TJ Watt is. If you look at his stats, they're incredible, and they've been incredible for his entire season. He won a Defensive Player of the Year award. He was also the runner-up of the Defensive Player of the Year award before that. He's just been everything. He's been everything the Steelers have asked him to be. Last year, 11.5 sacks. That was considered a down year. That's because in 2023, he finished the season with 19 sacks. In 2021, he led the league with 22.5 sacks. He's led the league in sacks 3 times. He has 108 sacks in his 8-year career, averaging about 15 sacks per season. I mean, it's incredible. Last year, he still had 19 tackles for loss, 27 quarterback hits, approximate value of 14. He was an All-Pro. He was 4th in Defensive Player of the Year voting, Pro Bowler. So even though his sacks were down, quote unquote down year last year, he still was an elite player. Playing at an elite level at a super, super valuable position at that. So yes, I think that if he was on the trade block, the Seahawks should absolutely target him. He would be a great fit for this team. He would make so much sense. It just makes all the sense in the world for the Seahawks to go out and get TJ Watt. So again, what could the Steelers be open? I don't know. But what I do know is that they just traded away George Pickens. Clearly, they're trying to move into the future, trying to gain some more draft picks, trying to add some more value to the future of this team. And what does that tell me? It tells me that there is a possibility that potentially TJ Watt could be on the table here. Again, I don't know how likely it is. I don't know how much the Steelers actually are interested in moving TJ Watt and moving his contract. But if he is available, I would do it. I don't care what it costs. If it's a second round pick, if it's a first round pick, I would go out and make that trade in a heartbeat because it really does take your defense from great to elite. I already think the defense is great. I think if you get TJ Watt, all of a sudden you have an elite defense. You have a championship contending defense. And that's ultimately the goal here, is to win championships in Seattle. I think Mike McDonald understands that. I think John Schneider understands that. And I think that, if TJ Watt's on the table, we should do it. All right, but that's enough of the rumors for today. Let's get to the actual news. The Seahawks have made it official. They've re-signed defensive tackle Jonathan Henkins. Jonathan Henkins' return was first reported on April 29th, but now it is official. He's inked that one-year deal, 33 years old. Last year, he appeared in all 17 games for the Seahawks. He finished with 30 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. He was a nice little run stopper for the Seahawks. He said he likes it here. Everything makes sense to be able to keep playing in year 13. And obviously the organization wanted me back, so it just makes sense. Henkins has played for the Raiders, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Colts, and now the Seahawks. The Seahawks defensive line has a lot of depth right now. He's probably not even going to be a starter. They got Jaron Reed, Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams, all under contract for the 2025 season. They also just drafted Riley Mills out of Notre Dame, who is currently injured, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with him if he's able to see the field at all this year. But yeah, I like the signing. It's a good call to bring him back. He's just a solid veteran piece. He's just a solid veteran piece who he's not going to be very flashy. He's not going to do anything he's not going to fill up the stat sheet with a bunch of sacks, but he's just there. He can stop the run. He can get in there. He's had some decent seasons in his career. Obviously, he had 3 sacks in Dallas in 2023. Last year, only the 1 sack, but he does end up with 5 tackles for loss, which was the most since 2019 with the Raiders. 2 quarterback hits. But yeah, he's not really there to go get sacks. He's not really there to rush the quarterback. He's there to be kind of a run stopper. Last year, started 8 games, played in all 17. He also got 1 interception, by the way, his first of his career. So yeah, good for the 12-year veteran, earning another contract in this year for his 13th season in the NFL. Good for him. All right, now I want to talk about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold gave his advice to Shedeur Sanders, and this is kind of interesting. He's offered his crucial advice. This is according to WFIN.com, Fox Sports. He's offered his advice to a guy who, Shedeur Sanders has had a really interesting couple of weeks. People thought he was going to be the first overall pick. People thought he could be, a top 10 pick. Now he is competing to get a backup job. Obviously Flacco is probably going to be the starter. Dylan Gabriel was drafted ahead of him. What about Kenny Pickett? There's a lot. Sam Darnold, he has gone through quarterback competitions in the past. He had to battle it out specifically in Carolina, actually battling against Baker Mayfield. He actually lost it, then got it back, then lost it again, and then got it back again. So yeah, he's been through some ups and downs. He says, I think the biggest thing is having respect for the teammates that you're competing with. While it is a competition, it is important to remember these are also teammates chasing the same goal, winning a Super Bowl. Yeah, so Darnold, he did bounce around. He understands this. He says I was in a quarterback competition in my second year in Carolina with Baker. Me and Baker are still really close to this day, and we both had such a genuine respect for one another. He explained sometimes it wasn't exactly clear who was getting 1's reps or 2's reps that day, but when our number was called, whether it was me or Bake going out there with the 1's, it was just like, all right, go out there. Then in the individual drills that day, if I was getting the 1's, Bake would let me take Christian on a route, Christian McCaffrey obviously, or DJ Moore on a route. It was always that respect. Then if it was flipped, if Bake was taking the 1's, I would let him take all the guys he was going to be running with that day. I think whether it's Shedeur or anyone else, I think just having respect for those guys in the quarterback room and helping everybody get better. That's the biggest thing at this point in the season, helping everybody get better. When you do that, you get better yourself more than you even know. He says, when Bake got the nod for week 1, I was like, I'm here for you. Anything you need. If you want me to watch tape of certain third down looks or any blitz packages the defenses might have, I'm here for you. It's that kind of way in the quarterback's room, and there's nothing that simulates that in the real world. And yeah, that's pretty much what this is for Shador Sanders. He's going to have to, you know, he's going to have to think with his team in mind, not with himself in mind. He's going to have to think with his teammates in mind. He's probably going to have to offer Joe Flacco, hey, Joe, I know you're the old head. I know, obviously, I want this job, but right now I'm here to support you. I'm here to offer you help. I'm here to watch film with you. I'm here to study. I'm here to learn. That's what he has to do. And I love that advice coming from Sam Darnold. This is a guy in Sam Darnold who really understands what goes into being an NFL quarterback. I'm really happy that this guy's on the Seattle Seahawks. I like him more and more. Every time he opens his mouth, I like Sam Darnold more and more. So this is great to see. With that all being said, though, guys, that's going to wrap things up for today. Make sure you comment down below why would TJ Watt be such a great fit in Seattle. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And as always, until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and go Hawks.